Today I'll be talking about South African apartheid and Nelson Mandela. Let's get straight into it. So apartheid was created by the Nationalist Party, which was a predominantly white-run politician party with white strategists and white politicians. So their goal was basically to segregate Africa or keep the white race as the top race in South Africa and make sure that the non-whites were basically treated as lesser, and that they also wanted to keep control of the economic systems and the social systems in South Africa. So apartheid was basically segregation. It separated whites from Africans, from Asians, from Native Americans. It basically separated all the non-white races from the whites, basically putting them as lesser than the white race. Now, the ANC, they were the opposition. They were the ones who wanted to get rid of apartheid and represent Africans for what they are and what they should be, and not basically have them segregated. So the ANC started off not so good. They lost the first election to the Nationalist Party, and that's what caused apartheid and helped it happen. But the younger generation of the ANC, the younger members in the ANC, took action, like Nelson Mandela. He was the first one to take action and actually oppose apartheid and try and stop it. They first started with small protests or small marches to get the word out to stop apartheid and stuff like that. But many were killed, shot because of the protests and because they were entering predominantly white areas that they weren't supposed to be in, like the sign says right here. And also, I think there was one protest where they killed 60,000 African Americans at once, and that was like the biggest mass that really brought attention to the situation and brought attention to oppose apartheid and stop it. Now, 10 years later, about in 1952, Nelson Mandela was elected deputy president of the ANC, and that's when he really started to take action to try and stop apartheid. He started organizing meetings for negotiations with the Nationalist Party to get rid of apartheid and stuff. But later, he was arrested in 1962 for protesting in Natal. And then once the police found out that he had that position in the ANC and he had that power to stop apartheid, they put him in life for prison. But he was later released because of some outside source. Somebody released him, some on bail or something, and then he got out. And then in 1974, they held the first South African election, and he became the first president of South Africa, I think. And then he was in office for 4 years, I think. He negotiated with the Nationalist Party and ended apartheid. And then once that was gone, he retired 4 years after in his second term, I think. And then like a couple 30-40 years later, he died in 2013. And now people know who he is.